Armageddon, the rapture? Is the return of Jesus Christ imminent? Some Christians would say, absolutely, just look at the world around you. And others would say, I don't think so. Let's jump in and see what there is to it. First, let me explain to you how prophecy is read in Christianity. In the Old Testament, there's books of the prophets, but there are prophets speaking throughout the entire Bible. Christians interpret prophecy as dual meaning. What that means is what the prophet writes occurs around his or her lifetime and also has a meaning of sometime in the future. Events that occur during the lifetime and an event that will occur at some point in the future. You'll also notice that sometimes there's first-person writing. The prophet is speaking as the voice of God. I, me. At other times, the prophet will be speaking in third person about God. He, him. Let me read an example for you from the prophet Isaiah, chapter 10. In this chapter, Isaiah is speaking as God to the tribe of Judah regarding judgment that will be leveled upon them. Woe to those who decree unrighteous decrees, who write misfortune, which they have prescribed, that they might rob the needy of justice, and to take away what is right from the poor of my people, that widows might be their prey, that they might rob the fatherless. What will you do in the day of punishment and in the desolation that will come from afar? To whom will you flee for help, and where will you leave your glory? Without me they shall bow down among the prisoners, and they shall fall among the slain. For all that, his anger has not turned away, but his hand is still stretched out. Do you see how that sounds so much like it could be about the governments during our own time? It certainly proved to be a true prophecy during Isaiah's time, when the Assyrian army came in against Judah. I want to take note of the last two sentences, though, because I think this particular one gets misinterpreted quite a bit. It said, for all that his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. Most of the time I hear that preached as those two lines are together. His anger is not turned away, his hand of anger is still outstretched. But it's actually not. This is a message of hope, and the two lines have this meaning when the grammar and punctuation are taken into account. What he's saying is that for all of this, the Lord has not withdrawn his hand in anger, but his hand is stretched out still. It's like he's saying there's still a chance, even though I'm angry and I'm not holding back my judgment, there is still a chance. That's a much different message than the first one. Here's what I think. I think good prophecy can be understood to fit in any generation, and it should read like what's happening in the world at the time. Here's the most interesting point of all of this, though. Let's say I'm right about good prophecy, that it means it covers an event during or around the lifetime of the prophet and a future event. If that's the case, that means prophecy is true in the case of the Christian Bible. Events did occur relative to what Isaiah wrote. And these events that are attributed to future prophecies do occur. Some could argue that they're part of a naturally reoccurring cycle. I think of Sir John Glubb's The Fate of Empires, which traces the life cycle of a civilization. It's very interesting to think about. Now, I'd also deviate for a quick moment to point this out. Peter, after the death of Jesus Christ, the first time he has an opportunity to go out and preach in front of hundreds and thousands since the Lord has died and risen, he emphasizes the fact that Jesus Christ fulfilled prophecies. Out of all the things he could have preached about Jesus, that's what he preached about. It's very interesting, powerful. So, prophecy, talking about things that will come, about the end of the world. Do you believe in all of that? I do believe Jesus will return one day. For those worried about whether or not they can safely listen to my presentation of facts and opinions, You should know that Christian end times and doctrine about it are considered adiaphora. They're of secondary importance, not essential for salvation. We can all disagree, which is good because some of us are one thing and some of us are another. When it comes to the subject of eschatology, you could be a premillennial, amillennial, postmillennial, premillenarian, amillenarian, postmillenarian, pre-trib rapture, mid-trib rapture, post-trib rapture, no rapture. There's an endless list of titles and nomenclature that we could all fit into in our beliefs about the end times. Christ's 1,000-year reign, when it occurs. Does the rapture occur or not? The events spoken about in Revelation, what events do they point to? It's a fascinating subject, but on this study of Christianity, I found answers, and it seems to me that prophecy is a lot more powerful than once thought. Thank you. If you can support us, please do subscribe, like, and share. You hear it on every video and it fades into the background, but it does help. It does help us to succeed when you spread our work to new people. You could also either make a contribution or purchase from us via PayPal. We also have Venmo and Cashapp. You can purchase a book I've written from Amazon.com/author/Nicholasdgarrett. We have the more gimmicky stuff like shirts and cups in the Teespring store. And you could join our channel and get extra perks. That covers about everything, friends. God bless you, and may your work today bear fruit.